Hey guys, it's Rose with Rose Likes Crochet. How is everybody doing? It is Thursday, November 13th, 2025, and I am coming on here with another yarn yakking video for November. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Rose. I like to crochet. I like yarn a lot. You'll see that in this video. And I make stitch markers along with other items you can find in my Etsy shop. It is linked down below. So if you could favorite the shop and favorite a few items, it really does help me out a whole lot, and I do appreciate it. So yarn yakking videos are basically me talking about if I have any happy mail, which I don't, and that's fine. You guys don't ever have to send me happy mail. If I've gone yarn shopping, and oh yes, I have, and if I have any finished objects, and I do, and I'm going to talk about something really special that I'm going to do again this year. I think I did it a year ago, and I'm going to do it again this year, so hang tight. Let's do some admin stuff. If you are on Facebook, there is a Facebook group for this YouTube podcast. Please go over there and join. You have to answer 3 questions, and they're very easy. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's at Roselikescrochet. Feel free to tag me in any giveaways that you see over there. And that is connected to a Facebook business page. So if you're on Facebook, you can follow me on the business page and join the group. If you're not on Instagram, but you want to see what I post on Instagram, then you can follow the business page, and that shows everything I post on Instagram. Other than the Etsy shop, that's really about it for admin stuff. So we are going to actually start off with something that we're going to do for the rest of the year, and that is something called Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. So every month I'm having a contest, and we are pulling a random item out of a bag, and that is the item of the month. And in order to enter my contest, all you have to do is make 1 or 2 or 3 or however many of the items you want. Take a picture of them, email them to me, roselikescrochet@gmail.com. Tell me how many you made and where you left them, because it's a random act of crochet kindness. So you're just supposed to leave them in random places if you want. And then you'll be entered in my contest. You just win a small ball of yarn and some stitch markers and some stickers at the end of the month. So last week we did pick the item of the month for November, and it is a fidget key ring or a fidget flower. I do have I make some fidget key rings and flowers, and the tutorial that I use is from All My Crochet. It is always linked down below in my description box if you want to go check out the tutorial that I use. And I have shown them, I believe, in my Instagram account, so you can go peruse that too if you want to see. I made like so many of them, and I do sell them at my craft fairs, so I am going to pull a couple out and leave them as random acts of crochet kindness. So that is Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. We're going to be doing that through the end of the year. The other thing I want to tell you is I had a craft fair last Saturday, and I wanted to give you the results of the craft fair. This one was much better than my previous 3 craft fairs. So I'm going to tell you what I sold. This was my first year doing this craft fair, and it was very successful. So I hope that I am able to go back there again next year. I know they are doing a spring craft fair like March, but I'm not sure I'm interested in doing a spring craft fair. So we'll see. Okay. So I will tell you that someone came in my booth, and she's like, "You don't remember me?" And it was so funny because I actually met up with her. Her name is Lydia, so hi Lydia. And I met up with her and her daughter at Stitches Midwest, probably in 2019. And it was also with Lori Lulu, and she has a channel here too. So I'll link Lori Lulu down below, but hi Lydia, it was so nice to see you. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I sold. So I sold quite a few loveys at this craft fair. And if you're not sure what a lovey is, you can go and check out my last video. I did show you some loveys that I had been making, and you can also check out my Etsy shop because they are for sale in my Etsy shop. So here are the loveys I sold. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo. I sold a Pluto, a Dumbo, a Grinch, a Mickey Mouse, a Sonic the Hedgehog, a Sloth, a Teddy Bear, and the Angel character from Stitch. So that was 9 loveys that I sold last Saturday. So way to go, loveys. So here are the other things that I sold. I sold 2 stingrays, 3 octos, 4 jellyfish, 3 hats, so regular beanies, 4 scrunchies, the velvet scrunchies, 3 little monsters, which I know I haven't shown you guys yet, but I'll show you eventually. I sold 8 loaf cats. I only have 4 left in my inventory, so I am frantically trying to make some before my next craft fair. I sold 1 F-bomb, 3 ear warmers, 2 bandana cowls. If you're not sure what those are also in my Etsy shop. I sold a hat and a cowl set, 5 fidget flowers, 1 fidget keychain, 4 towels. So I sell like the towel rings. Those are in my Etsy shop too. You can go look at them if you're not sure what those are. 1 chicken, 1 pig, and I only have 1 pig left. So, I think it's going to be cats and pigs this week. 1 pickle and 1 chill pill. So I will tell you guys, it was very, very successful for me. I certainly hope they invite me to come back. So those are kind of like my midweek updates here. So before I get into all the shopping that I've been doing, because it seems to me there's a couple weeks will go by and I don't do any shopping, and then there's like a frantic mad dash to do the shopping. So before I go into the shopping that I've done, oh, hang on. Okay, before I go into the shopping that I've done, I do want to tell you, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that I'm going to be doing something this year that I don't think I did last year. Maybe I did, or maybe it was the year before. So either last year or the year before, I did something called a stitch marker advent calendar thing where there was Christmas stitch markers, and they were a surprise, and I don't remember how many of them I sold, but I am going to offer that again this year because, well, you probably need to stick around to the end of this video. That's all I'm going to say. So I decided, with the help of my friend Paula, I had lunch with her and she was like, hey, are you going to do those stitch marker calendars again? And I was like, I hadn't really thought about it, but that would be really, really fun. But the only problem is that we're already in mid-November and I don't have a whole lot of Christmas stitch markers left in my Etsy shop. She goes, well, you could just do it as a surprise, like a maker surprise. So I am going to be offering up in my Etsy shop to start with. I am going to be offering 10 of these 12, I'm calling it the 12 Days of Stitchmas. And I did some research, and the 12 Days of Christmas actually is supposed to start after Christmas, and it goes through January. But I thought 12 Days of Christmas was the 12 days leading up to Christmas. But this is going to be the 12 Days of Stitchmas. So you can open up the 12 Days of Stitch markers anytime that you want to once you get them. Okay, so the packages are going to be called the Maker's Surprise 12 Days of Stitchmas. There's going to be 12 stitch markers, so individual stitch markers. I'm going to start out with having 10 available in the Etsy shop. And the cost is going to be, the cost that you're going to see in the Etsy shop is going to include shipping, but it's only going to be to the US. So if you are out of country, obviously I cannot guarantee that it will get to you by December 1st. And you would have to give me your shipping address so I can go and get the shipping cost. But the cost in the Etsy shop for this will include shipping to the continental US. Like I said, you're going to get 12 stitch markers. They are Maker Surprise. So I do have some holiday / Christmas stitch markers in my inventory. So those might be sprinkled in, but the rest will be a surprise. And you will get one of these awesome safety pins so that you can keep all of your stitch markers on one, but they won't come like that. So they will come individually packaged and numbered so that if you want to do the 12 days of Stitchmas and you want to start on a certain day, you would have to find number 1 and then open that one up. And or you can open them all up at the same time, whatever you want to do. So as of tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, I think they should be up there tonight. There will be 10 listings and it will be called the 12 Days of Stitchmas Maker Surprise. And then if I see that the 10 have sold, then I will add a couple more. So let me know what you guys think of the 12 Days of Stitchmas. So it would be 12 surprise stitch markers for your Advent or however you guys want to do it. Yeah, so that is so exciting. So thank you to Paula and everyone who I've talked to in the last day or two that have helped me figure it out. So I appreciate everyone pushing me to do that. Okay, so that is the 12 Days of Stitchmas. I'm very excited about it. So, all right, let's talk about shopping. So I have been to the stores and shopping. I did go to one store by myself, one store with my daughter, and then yesterday, yes, Wednesday, I did do a yarn shopping day with my friend Paula and Carol, and Philip was not available. So I'm going to show you all the stuff that I got, plus the Lion brand yarn that I got, and then I'm going to show you some finished objects. Okay, so the first place I went to, let me see, when was this? I think it was like a couple days ago. So we have a hardware store called Menards. I don't know if you guys have those stores. It's like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. And I had picked these up like a week or two ago, and I was in there for something else, and I figured I better just get them again because they're a really good price. So I did pick up, these were $4.99 each at my local Menards store. It's in their toy section if you guys want to go check it out. So Spider-Man is always a good seller for me. So I did pick up another one of these Spider-Man. I picked up another Stitch. I didn't sell a Stitch at Saturday's craft fair, but he is very popular. So I picked up one of him. And then a lot of people look for Loveys and they're going to give them to babies, and they like to have the ones with the soft faces. So I did pick up 2 more of these Dumbo guys. And I don't think I need to turn them into Loveys right now, but I will have them ready and at the waiting for me to turn those into Loveys. So that was the damage I did by myself. My daughter wanted to go to Michael's, and so we went to Michael's, and I had a coupon for 40% off one item. And yarn is on sale at Michael's, buy one, get one half off. But the trick is, if you only get one item, you can use a coupon on it. So I had a 40% off of one item. This is a brand new Karen Anniversary Cake Special Edition. They have like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different colors. I don't know, but you guys know I'm a purple fan, and I had to get the purple one. So this was originally $39.99. And then with the coupon, it brought it down to $23.99. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to shake you guys. So this is a Karen Anniversary Cake Special Edition. It comes wrapped so that it doesn't fall apart, but you can see this one is kind of falling apart. So I'll tell you about it. I don't know that these are going to be available for much longer. And this one says Special Edition. So it says limited time only. There's a QR code so you can scan it, and a little gift tag, I guess, if I wanted to gift this to someone. This is made in Turkey. The color on this one is called Jewels and Jolly. It's a 6 super bulky, but it really works up more like a 5. They recommend an 8mm knitting needle and crochet hook, machine wash and dry, 100% acrylic, 35.3 ounces, 1,000 grams, 1,029 yards, and 941 meters. So you guys, it's not all purple. Can you see that little aqua color in there? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So it's the purples and the pinks and that little squirt of aqua right there. And I am a humongous fan of purple yarn. So now I do have like 4 other anniversary cakes, and I just have not had time to sit down and make anything with them. But what I will probably make with them would be Lisa blankets. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can go over and check out Lisa at Happy to Hook Creation. Everyone makes blankets using the Lisa stitch, and I think that's what I'm probably going to do with this one. So I just bought one because I just had that one 40% off coupon. So that was the damage I did when I was with my daughter. So then we're going to talk about yesterday. which was Wednesday, which was our yarn day. And that was me, Paula, and Carolyn. And what we wanted to do is we have a reuse store that's close to us. It's called the Greener Good. And we had been scouting the internet to see if there are any more reduce, reuse, recycle stores in our area. So we found one that was located about an hour north of us. And Paula actually had gone to it a couple days before. And she said it wasn't worth our time to go there. So then there was another one called the Waste Shed. And it was in a town like north of Chicago. And so we decided we were going to go to that one, and then we were going to go to, they had another location in the heart of Chicago, and we were going to go check that out. So we wound up doing that, and on the way, we went to Hobby Lobby, we went to Michael's, we went to Walmart, we went to Meijer, we went to a whole bunch of places. So let me grab the bags, and I'm going to show you what I got. Hang on. All right, you guys, so the first place we went to was the Waste Shed, and it is literally just called the Waste Shed, and it was in a town it's called Evanston, and it was a really big store. So I, of course, went straight for the yarn, so I'll show you the yarn that I got. I'm not going to go over specs on any of this because it was all from the reuse store. So I got this Karen Jumbo Ball for $2. So $2, it's called Peacock Variegated. So I got that, $2, you guys. I got this Red Heart Soft, this big ball for $2. I got this thing right here, which I know is a Red Heart Super Saver Stripes. I got this for $1. It is almost a full ball, you guys. I picked up this one, which I'm pretty sure it looks like a Karen Simply Soft, you guys. I got it for $1. It was just no tag, almost a full ball. And then they had this one here, which is an old Michael's Craft Smart brand, and this was $2. And then I got this book. Now, I'm not very fond of making amigurumi with heads, arms, parts and stuff, but I got this book for $3, you guys. And maybe one day when I have time and can figure out how to sew on arms and legs, I will use this book. So that was from the first reuse store. That was the Waste Shed in a town called Evanston. So then we went and drove all the way to Chicago, like in the city, and there was another store, and it was really small, and they had really hardly anything there. But I walked in and I found this bag of yarn. I'll open it up so you guys can see it. And at first I didn't see the price on it, you guys, and then here, this is what it is. Red Heart Super Saver, and the color is called Bright Mix. I haven't seen this. This is obviously a discontinued color, right? So I didn't originally see the price on the bag. And Paula was like, oh, it says $8. And I was like, $8? Seriously? $8. So I brought it up to the register, and the lady was like, oh yeah, it says $8 on the bag. And I said, these don't even sell for $3 in the store. And she goes, oh, well, we normally do half off, so I'll sell you both of them for $3. And I was like, done. So I got both of these for $3, you guys. Unbelievable. Or was it $6? No, it was $3 for both of them. Yeah, so this is what I got at the second reuse store. And I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. Like that other Red Heart Super Saver Stripes, I'm going to make a jellyfish. And one of these is going to be a jellyfish. I mean, it's going to be so pretty. So that was the Waste Shed in Chicago. So then we actually drove to our store that's near us, and it's called the Greener Good. And it's a really amazing store, and I got some good stuff there. Let me get it. Hang on. All right, you guys. So I'm going to show you the yarn that I found at the Greener Good store. So I found this ball of Lion Brand Skein Tones, and it was $1. $1. I found this ball of yarn I know you guys are going to know what this is. If you are a Joann shopper, you know exactly what this is. This is one of the, it's a big twist yarn. This whole ball was $1.70, $1.70. And I probably have 3 other ones that are like in the scheme. The other yarn is this one, Soft and Shiny from Loops and Threads. It's like the equivalent of a Karen Simply Soft, and I got this one for $1.20. And then I got this bag, $4 for the whole bag. So this says that this is like a the Heat Wave. That's what it's saying. But it says the color is called Summer Night, and I never really had this yarn, so I'm not sure if that's really true. And then there were 2 other balls of yarn in there. So that was all the yarn that I got. And then, of course, because I like to make those fidget keychains and fidget flowers, they had a big selection of pony beads there. So I got this bag of pony beads for $1.50. I got this bag for $1.15. I got this little bag for 50 cents. It looks like there's like some kind of a project in there. And then I got this bag for $1.80. So I am so ready to make some more fidget stuff, you guys, because I have a ton of beads now. I think we did go to Hobby Lobby. I just got some scrapbooking paper. And then we did go to Michael's, another Michael's, and I didn't have any coupons, like a good 40% off. So I did not buy anything at the Michael's we went to. And then we went to Walmart, and Mickey Mouse is pretty popular at my booth when I do sell loveys, when it's a good sale day. So I did buy another Mickey Mouse stuffed animal. He was like $8.94. So that was all the shopping that I did yesterday at our yarn day. But I have ordered Lion Brand, their new blanket yarn, and it came, and I actually had it last week but didn't have a chance to show you guys. So I want to show you guys all of the, I don't think I got every single color, but I got a lot of their new colors of the blanket yarn, the cover story. So I want to show you so I can start using them. So let me grab it. Hang on. Okay, you guys. So I did look at my invoice, and when I purchased these, it was the sale that was going on, and this was a couple of weeks ago, was 30% off if you ordered more than $50 worth of merchandise or worth of yarn. So these were all originally $12.99 if they were not on sale, and I got 30% off. So that made them like $9.09 or something like that. So I'm gonna show you what I got. Now, I am gonna tell you that one of our fellow YouTubers here, her name is Litza, and she's at Coco's Crochet. She was able to get these, and she did an entire vlog of where she showed the color, and then she made a project with the yarn so that people could see what the projects look like with the yarn. She did like a Damn It doll. She did a turtle. She was gonna use 2 to make a blanket. She made so many things with this. You have to go, I'm gonna try and find, I'm definitely gonna link her, but I'll try and find that exact video so you guys can see it. So anyway, I'm going to tell you about it. I've got 9 colors. They're all in plastic. I think I'm just going to leave them in the plastic. But it's Lion Brand cover story, and it's called Favorite Blanket. We've got you covered. It is 10.5 ounces, 300 grams, 223 yards, 204 meters. So it's like 3 more yards than a Bernat blanket yarn. It says it's a 6 super bulky. They recommend 8mm knitting needles and crochet hook. It's 100% polyester, machine wash and dry. And let me see if I can see where it's made. Made in China. And then I'll tell you all the colors. This one is called Frizzle. And there are the colors. So it's like a rainbow. It's yellow, green, blue, pink, orange. I think it doesn't have like, well, it kind of, no, it doesn't have red. So this one is called Frizzle. And I only bought one of each of these, I think one of each of these colors. Let me see, there might be 2 of this one. Oh, there's 2 of this one. Okay, so that one I got 2 of. And I did not get every single color. So I think this is the only one that I have a duplicate of, because this is gonna be great for octos. And I will tell you, I make all of my amigurumi with blanket yarn. So this is gonna be perfect. So 2 of the one called Frizzle. This one is called, let's see here. This one is called Perfect Storm, and it is white and gray, like different shades of grays and different shades of white. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one, because maybe a loaf cat or a chicken would work with that. Definitely not an octo, because I like my octos to be bright colors. So there is Perfect Storm is that one. And then we've got this one, which is so pretty, you guys. I think she made the Damn It doll out of this one. I could be wrong. This one is called Bubblegum. And there is that one. So it's got pink and like a bright orange and a really light pink and like a cream color in there. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And I know when Litza did her blog, she was worried that these were gonna be too busy, but her stuff turned out to be amazing. This next one is called, let's see here. It is called Dream House. Okay, so there is Dream House, and that is like an aqua and like a purple, pink, like a hot pink, and a white. Maybe this was the one that she did the Damn It doll out of. You have to go and check out her blog, you guys. It's awesome. This next one is called S'mores. So cute. So S'mores. So it is dark brown, black, tan, light brown, and white. And that would be really good for a chicken, I think. Yes. So that one is probably going to wind up being chickens. So one of those. And then this one is called Lullaby. And that is so pretty. So it's got light purple, peach, blue, like I don't know what kind of blue, cornflower blue, and then like a light blue in there. And looks like a little bit of pink too. So this one might be good as a loaf cat. That would be so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one I think is called Snapping Turtle. And she actually made a turtle out of this one. So Litza made a turtle from this one. It's so pretty. It's got dark green and light green, gray, olive green, and orange in it. Super duper pretty. I do not make turtles, you guys. I know they're no-sew, but you have to make the little flippers and the legs separate and crochet them in, and I haven't had time to do that. To figure out if I really want to spend the time doing that. So that one is called Snapping Turtle. And then I saved the best for last, and this is called Grape Soda. And it's purples. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. If they would have just replaced that cream color with another lighter shade of purple, this would have been the perfect yarn. That's all I'm saying. This could easily be octos. I love, love, love these colors. So that is my Lion Brand cover story haul. Yes. So now I'm going to show you some finished objects, but I'm going to say that if you normally like cut off at this time, you might want to wait until the end of the video. That's all I'm going to say. So let me grab my finished objects. They're actually in a tote and in some vases. So hang on a second. All right, you guys. So I know you can see them. I have so many of them. You guys, I made 61 roses. Okay, so the tutorial that I used is from Krista at The Secret Yarnery, and it is linked down below in the description box. And it's called the Flower Crochet Bouquet. So it'll be linked down below. And she uses 4-weight yarn and a 5mm hook, and I follow her pattern. And she has the tutorial where she does large flowers and smaller flowers. And for this time, I decided to only do large flowers. And the only reason I decided to do just large was because I feel like if I have an option for someone to buy a less expensive flower, they will go with the smaller flower and not buy the bigger one. So I am just making large ones right now. So I will tell you that originally I had these plastic flower bags that I was giving to people. And these fit really, these are just from Amazon. These are just solid, plain, no pattern. And these fit the smaller buds really, really well. So I went and ordered what I thought were larger bags, and they have a pattern on them. But unfortunately, these also only fit the smaller buds. Like, they're really, really tight on these larger flowers. So I did order more bags from Amazon, and this time I made sure that the opening was 6 inches wide, because I realized the opening on these bags is only 5 inches. Okay, so that's the bags. The other thing I'm going to tell you is I was originally getting my wooden stakes from Hobby Lobby. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's $25 for $2.99, and they work really, really well. I haven't had any issues with like splintering on these, but I decided that I should probably, if I'm going to make a lot of flowers, buy them from Amazon because they're less expensive. So I did get a pack of like 100, but I will tell you that even though they are less expensive, and they're probably made by the same people. I don't know what the deal is with these, but I got splinters from these, and I wound up having to buy sandpaper to sand all of the stems down. So I still have, obviously this, I have 50 of these left. So I'm going to use these up if I make more flowers. But I think even though these are a little pricier, I'm going to go and in the future just get the ones from Hobby Lobby. So I think in the tutorial, Krista uses like knitting needles, but she says you can use like bamboo skewers or something else, and then you just need to glue like like a button on the top so that the flower doesn't fly off of the stem. So I'm going to show you the yarn that I used. You know, I'll just show you one of the flowers. They're so pretty, you guys. And I will tell you, I made 61 because the last, not this past craft fair, but the last two, I just brought yarn, and all I was doing was making flowers because it was so slow. So I've made a lot of flowers, but most of them were made at the craft fairs where there was no customers. So this is the flower, and I will show you if I can find the button. All of my flowers, I don't know if you can, there you go, have a button on the top of the stem so the flower doesn't pull through, and all of the buttons match as best as I could the flower on the stem. Like the button matches the flower. So I'm going to show you the yarn that I used. Some of these were full skeins, some of these were not. I don't know how many flowers you can get out of one ball. I had this Bernat Super Value, and the color is called Tangerine, and I made quite a few of these. Actually, I took a count. I made 5 of these, and then I got bored with this color, so I didn't make any more. But this was a full ball of yarn, so I guess, let me see here, how many yards are in here? There are 426 yards. This is a pretty big ball of yarn. So I still can probably get, I don't know, 3 or 4 flowers out of that. So this was the orange color. I made one in a magenta, I think, because I have a ball band here, Big Twist Magenta. I also had this ball from the Reduce, Reuse, Recycle store. It was a Big Twist Twinkle. It was 30 cents, and it was just a really tiny bit of yarn. So I made one of those, which I'll show you all of the colors here in a second, guys. For the yellow, I used Premier Basics, and the color is called Lemon. And I don't think this was a full ball, but I have that much left. I also used Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver in Baby Pink. I used Big Twist Twinkle in the color Lilac. There was some of that left. I used Red Heart with Love Metallic in the color white. I used a lot of yarn, you guys. I had this Impeccable, which was from the reuse store for $1.50, and the color was Kelly Green. This was for the bottom part right here. I used I love this yarn metallic in Jelly Bean for some of this exact one right here, actually, because it's sparkly. I also used Crafter Secret, and the color is called I'm Jealous. So that was for the green part here. I also used this Big Twist Value, which is way old, called Emerald for the bottom parts. I also had 2 of these Tweed Dreams from Hobie. It doesn't have a color name, just a number. And I had 2 full balls, and I have that much left from 2 full balls. This was also a from the Reduce, Reuse, Recycle store. I don't know what the yarn is, but I had a huge ball of it, and that whole ball was $2. I have that left. I used Red Heart Super Saver, which was also from the Reduce, Reuse store. It was $2.10. I think that was a full ball. I used Mainstays Sparkle Acrylic Yarn in teal. I think that was a full ball. And the last color I used, and you'll see all these in a second, was Red Heart Super Saver Metallic in the color Fuchsia. So I have most of them in vases. I'm not sure, I'm just waiting on those bigger things so that I can take these to craft fairs. So I'll just show you the bouquet. This is all of the pinks. Well, most of the pinks. So you can see the light pink and the dark pink. And there's one here where it was, oh, there's 2 here where I ran out. So I'll show you these 2, you guys. So this one you can see started with the dark pink, and then it ended with the light pink because I ran out of yarn. And you know, flowers aren't perfect in nature anyway. So I was like, that's fine. So there's that one. And then this one started with like a pink speckled, and I ran out. So then I finished it with the dark pink right there. And you can see on the bottom, the lighter pink. So those 2 are a little bit off. And some of these are different colors because I used different colors for the green part. So there's all the pinks. Oh my gosh, I love these. Okay. And then, oops, they're falling out here. In this particular vase here, you can see I've got yellow and red. And there is that one burgundy sparkle that I got from the Reduce, Reuse store. So there's one right there. That's the only one that I have of that. And then here are the 2 from Hobie. So you can see that they are like a golden, like an orangey golden color, and they have speckles on them. So there's 2 of those. And then the rest of these are some shade of red and yellow. So you can see like this one is darker than that one. And there's those. And then the other ones are in the tote. Hang on a second. Okay, guys, so here are 3 of the pink, and I know you can't probably see it, but they sparkle. Well, maybe you can see a little bit. And they're a little bit darker than what's showing up on camera. So there's 3 of the pink sparkle. And then here are 2 more. And this one, I actually started with the light pink and I ran out. So I finished it with the pink sparkle around it. So I don't think that looks that bad. Hopefully someone will want to buy them. And then in this bucket, I have the blue sparkle and the purple, and the white is actually all sparkle, which you probably can't tell. There's one here that has 2 different colors. So it's starts with the regular purple, and then it ends with the light purple, which sparkles. So that is in this particular vase right here. So I've got all of those flowers. And then the last bucket, I don't know how I'm going to take these to the craft fair, you guys, is all of those rainbow flowers and the orange ones. And I could probably get another, I think I have enough to probably do another flower with this rainbow yarn, but I'm not sure how they're going to sell. So I made quite a few. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. So that's it. That's 61 flowers, 61. So we'll see how many I can sell. I have a craft fair on the 23rd of November, the 6th of December, and the 13th of December. So I have 3 more craft fairs. So we'll see how many of these we can sell in 3 craft fairs. But I'm not too worried about it because earlier this year, I did sell quite a few at my summer craft fairs. So it's fine. They can stay in my inventory. Okay, so let me know what you think about the flowers. I know it's a lot. I got to figure out how to package them. And after I sanded the stems, like the green comes off on my hands. So I got to figure out, like, do I need to spray these stems with something to make sure that the green part doesn't come off, because yeah, it's coming off in my hands. So that's it for the flowers. Let me know what you guys think. I do have a lot more stuff, finished objects that I've pre-recorded, but I think this video is going to be too long, so I'm not going to say anything else about that. But please leave a comment and let me know what you think about the flowers. And I mean, the Lion brand yarn, I think it's so pretty. So, okay, so if you have stuck around this long, and I know a lot of people don't, but everyone who's going to leave a comment is going to tell me that they always stay till the end. But statistics and analytics on my channel prove that a lot of people watch for about 10 minutes and then they click off. So if you are still here, you might have noticed that this is video number 600. This is my 600th video. So we're going to do a giveaway. Yes, we are, because it's about downtime, right? So the giveaway is going to be for 6 people. 6 people, because I can't do 600 people. 600 people don't even watch the video. So 6 people are going to be winners. And this is my contest, and it is going to end in 1 week. And it is going to be a giveaway for my stitch markers. So what I am going to do is 6 people are going to win 4 sets of stitch markers from my Etsy shop. But here's the catch. 2 of the sets I will pick, and 2 of the sets you will pick. And your dollar amount limit is $10. So most of my stitch markers are sold in a set of 2, and they are only $5 for a set of 2. So you have to pick, or I mean, you don't have to enter my contest if you don't want to, or the giveaway, but you get to pick 2 sets of stitch markers. And that can be no more than $5 each. I do have some that are singles that are less than that. So your limit is $10, and it's 2 sets of stitch markers. And if you want to enter my giveaway, you have to leave a comment. You have to go to my Etsy shop. I would really appreciate it if you could favorite the shop and favorite a few items. You have to go to the Etsy shop and find 2 sets of stitch markers that are $5 or under each, and leave a comment as to the 2 sets of stitch markers that you like. You can't say giveaway, and you can't say thanks for having this contest or whatever. You just have to say, hey, I checked out your Etsy shop and I really like the flower stitch markers and the Christmas stitch markers. But you have to be more specific, because if you win, I have to know what stitch markers to put in the bag for you. Okay, so this is open to the US only. I'm sorry, shipping costs are outrageous. 6 winners. You have until next Thursday to leave a comment on this video, and you cannot say the word giveaway. If you say the word giveaway or thank you so much or whatever, I'm going to delete your comment and you're not going to be entered to win. So leave a comment. You have to go and check out the Etsy shop. List 2 of your favorite sets of stitch markers in there, and then you'll be entered. I'm going to have 6 winners, and we'll announce them next week. And then if you guys can please also go and check out, if you are interested in the 12 Days of Stitchmas maker surprise advent calendar, however you want to call it. I am going to start with only 10 being available. So hopefully we can, if you guys are interested and more than 10 people order it, then I'll put more up there. So let me know what you think about this nonsense. And I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna talk to you guys next week. So have a good one, and I'll see you then. Bye.